No one lives forever. When we leave, money and fame will eventually fade away. The only thing that truly lasts is the value we have sown. An act of kindness, a smile, a hand reaching out to lift someone up. Have you ever truly stopped to imagine yourself disappearing? Not disappearing from social media, not taking a few days off work, but truly disappearing. No more laughter, no more footsteps, no more breath. When I was 20, I believed I would live forever. I thought my time was endless. I threw myself into work, chasing money, building an image. I told myself, when I have enough money, enough reputation, when I have everything, then I'll begin to create something great. Then one day I watched a friend, a perfectly ordinary man, fall ill and pass away after only 10 days in the hospital. No warning, no time to say sorry, no time for one last embrace. I stood there by the hospital bed, my hand cold as ice, and asked myself, what have we been running after all our lives, that at the last moment we are left with emptiness? He had a house, money in his account, all the material things. But at the memorial, people did not speak of those things. They spoke of his smile, the time he lifted a friend after failure, the evenings he spent teaching the neighborhood children math for free. Small things, yet in that moment they became priceless. Each person clung to a memory they could not let go. That was when I realized, when you leave, you don't have to be great. You only need to create a value that makes someone remember you with gratitude. You see, value does not have to be spectacular. I remember an old woman selling food at the market. She had almost nothing materially, but she always gave a loaf of bread to hungry children. Once I asked her, "Are you sorry when you give and receive nothing in return?" She smiled gently. "Child, when you give, people remember you by their laughter. Money is gone, but the laughter remains." That laughter for her was her legacy. That is the first lesson I want to share. Legacy is not measured by quantity, but by the quality of what you leave in people's hearts. The second lesson, value begins with small acts. A timely word of encouragement can keep someone from giving up. A teacher offering a child a chance to learn. A neighbor showing up when a house is on fire. All these simple things are the bricks that build the bridge of legacy. If you wait for a day when you are big enough to give, you have already failed before you begin, because life rarely waits for us to be perfect. And the third lesson, what I call on you to do today, proactively create value every day. Don't let age, status, or fear stop you. Ask yourself today, what can I do to make someone's life better? If every morning you can answer that, you are living with purpose. I remember a carpenter I once knew. He hadn't had much schooling and life had been hard. But when floods came to the town, he dropped everything to carry belongings for the elderly and repair roofs for families left without shelter. When people asked why he risked so much when he was struggling himself, he said, "Someone helped me when I needed it. If not for them, I wouldn't be standing here. Now it's my turn." Years later, he died of illness. At his funeral, the whole neighborhood made a simple wooden plaque for his grave. There were no fancy words, just a line he gave when others needed. That was enough for people to remember him. It sounds simple, but it's these humble actions that become a true legacy. So where do you start? I'll give you some practical things you can do today. Call a friend who is struggling and listen to them with your whole heart. Share a piece of knowledge you have, even if it's a small skill. Do an act of kindness without expecting anything in return. Volunteer, tutor for free, bring a meal to an elderly person living alone, and write down 3 values you want to leave behind. Each week, do at least one small thing that moves you toward those values. Do an act of kindness without expecting anything in return. Volunteer, tutor for free, bring a meal to an elderly person living alone, and write down 3 values you want to leave behind. Each week, do at least one small thing that moves you toward those values. You might say, I'm not big enough to change the world. I used to think that too. But the world doesn't only need those who do one grand heroic thing. It needs many people doing small good deeds every day. A life that leaves a legacy doesn't have to be flashy. It can be ordinary, persistent, and full of compassion. Imagine one day your grandchildren, your friends, or even a stranger telling stories about you. What will they talk about? The numbers in your bank account, or the time you held someone's hand and helped them stand? When you lie down for the last time, let them say, he, she gave me hope. That is the most beautiful compliment. I don't promise you greatness. I promise one thing. If you begin to create value now, even in small ways, you will leave with a smile. And when people speak your name, they will speak it with gratitude, not with forgetfulness. Today, I ask you a question, not to make you feel guilty, but to awaken the good that still sleeps inside you. When you disappear, what will remain? Let that answer be something you are proud of. Start with one small action. Start today. If you truly agree, promise yourself this. Do one thing each day to make someone's life better. 1 year from now, when you look back, you'll see that everything you sowed today has become your legacy. I have walked through 30 years, and I still have much to leave behind. Will you walk this path with me? Begin now, right now. Live to give to be remembered. And when you leave this world, leave something that makes others smile.